So I didn't watch Summer Games Fest. I don't pay much attention to this stuff anymore. Care about the games that I care about or the things that catch my eye, and so I like skim through things. Final Fantasies and shit like that, and Sony exclusives do not tickle my fancy in the slightest. So Summer Game Fest is completely lost on me. Fuck them. However, I didn't watch it live because why would I want to sit through all that extra shit? But couple spoilers for the Xbox Game Showcase this morning. A couple thoughts and things that I feel. Well, we'll get to it. First things first. Fable trailer. I liked it. We won't get into that because I'm sure some of you want to watch it. I don't want to spoil it for you. We might watch it later on, but not right at the beginning. Like, that's just no. We don't do that at the beginning of the stream. Well, we do our little. I guess you call it like our late show monologue bullshit. Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty. It's got a release date coming up, September 26th. So, shell out some more money for the worst game in the history of modern gaming disasters. That could be fun. Let's see how that works. Avowed looks tight. I did watch that trailer. Looks tight. And Starfield looks actually like we're going to spend a lot of time in it on this channel. A lot of time. Sadly, I don't know what to think about Star Wars Outlaws, right? Ubisoft, it looks like an open world. It could be fun. But did you see that ship? Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Who wants to fly a fucking space rectangle? Like fucking Christ! Ubisoft, y'all are fucking stupid! Oh my god! Dumbest fucking ship I've ever seen in the Star Wars universe, hands down, ever, in a video game. What the fuck were you thinking? Otherwise, it looks interesting.
KT
NX House
Frogman
Clockwork
XDX
Revolution
VC.
looks pretty fun. And they're redoing Persona 3 again. It's like we need another redone Persona, right? Re-released on consoles, because fucking Christ. It's a good game series, but how many fucking times have we gotta do it? Payday 3 looks promising. Payday 2 is probably one of the longest running first-person shooters of its genre. In fact, I think it's the only first-person shooter really in its genre. So, go Starbreeze and 505, right? You guys got a hit there. Hopefully the third one's not just a senseless cash grab and it falls flat on its face out the door. I don't think it will, right? Let's be real. I like Payday. I think it's a great game. I haven't spent as many hours into it as some, but I think it's a fun game. Kind of cool. Sea of Thieves is getting a Monkey Island crossover, so for you nerds that are big into the older school things, that's fun. That's fun. Kind of glad they're reviving some older IPs with some crossover stuff and modern takes. That's neat. Which actually reminds me, the one thing that did kind of stand out at the games thing they did, the Summer Games thing, Mr. Jeff Keighley, was I did kind of like the Fortnite Transformers tease with Optimus Prime. Not gonna lie. That was kind of cool. That's all we'll say about that. Still really. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. is probably the first time I've ever watched a trailer for a flight simulator game that made me like super thrilled to like, oh, that looks like fun. That looks fun as fuck, actually. Right? Don't know anything about flight simulator. Don't play that game, but that looks pretty cool. I'm sure Frog plays that game. I think I've seen him streaming it. So, right. Um, I know a lot of people are excited about Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Cool. Cool. I'm not. Um, like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Don't know what that is. It looks like kind of a Yakuza thing. It's a follow up to Yakuza. Looked kind of hilarious, but doesn't really tell you anything about it. Fallout 76, Atlantic City, like they didn't show you anything unless they showed it at a different place, but it wasn't in the trailer. The trailer was just like some dumb pre-rendered cinematic bullshit that they do. They don't like maybe they showed off a couple locations or something, but wasn't impressed. No desire to go back to 76. Come on, guys, give me something good. Bethesda's dropping the ball there. Everything on Starfield. Woohoo. Um, New Elder Scrolls update if you're into Elder Scrolls. City Skylines 2 looks kind of cool. And everything on this is pretty much available Game Pass day one. All right. So that said, the presentation itself starts out, and for those that have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like bam, bam, bam. Here's a trailer. Here's a trailer. Here's a trailer. Here's a trailer. With this, I swear to God, it's some kind of an automated TTS coming soon, voice, right? Like it was unnerving. So you got these three trailers to start out the showcase, and then got the Xbox badge in the background, all pretty on PlayStation Blue. To add insult to injury, the absolute wonderful person who I don't recall her name, she's VP of something, that was standing in front of this PlayStation Blue X was wearing Chromakey green. Now we all saw what happened when the Queen wore Chromakey green, right? She became a meme. Now, sadly, the meme is already there. You've got someone trying to wear Xbox green against PlayStation Blue. There's clearly some kind of a subliminal fuck your face brain thing going on here that Xbox is trying to do to try to win some grace over on PlayStation fans. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody who's more versed in like ridiculous advertising techniques would know. But the juxtaposition there of the PlayStation Blue on the Xbox logo with the hostess, I'm sorry, VP, whatever, I don't know. I really don't know, but it. All right, hang on. We're gonna find this. I gotta show this to you guys. Like maybe you didn't notice this, but it screamed desperate as fuck. And I like Microsoft. I do. But oh my God, this was bad. This was like, I don't know what it was necessarily, but it's bad. All right. It's. Ugh. Find it. Oh, there's too much shit today. Okay. And it might not actually be PlayStation Blue, but oh my God, it's very, very fucking close. Here we go. Okay. I don't even actually have to show anything other than just the image. I'm switching headsets though. We didn't change anything. We're doing Star Citizen today. To start with, anyways. Okay. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull this up real fast. There is nothing more cringe than this. This is the Xbox logo on PlayStation Blue with this. Hang on, I need her name. What's her name? Okay. Sarah Bond, head of creative Xbox experience. All right. I do not want to like just be calling her her. So Sarah Bond, right? Xbox creator experience. That's great. I'm not sure what that means, but apparently that has something to do with like creators on like Twitch probably or something, I guess is what it implies based on something like this. Now, let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. This right here. Okay. PlayStation Blue, Xbox logo, absolutely beautiful woman wearing Chroma-Key green. Now, hold on a second. Let me actually emphasize this. All right, let me emphasize this. Okay. All right. So now let me show you. Let me show you this. Filters. Now you can't see me right now because without the chroma key activated, you can't like the image doesn't go through. However, that green dress very, very, very close to my backdrop. And depending on how you light it, it could be the exact same color, right? In fact, it's very similar to this is a little bit brighter color, but like greens are very and it is Xbox green, right? I have a thing on my desk with the Xbox green on it, but I don't know who thought that was a good idea. You know what I mean? Like, just I'm not mad about that, right? I'm not raging over that. Like, but PlayStation Blue on Xbox logo with Sarah Bonds, the head of Xbox creator, whatever program, wearing Xbox green, which is technically a version almost of Chroma Key green. In fact, let's see. Can I do this? Can I do this? Let's see if I can do this. Filters, Chroma Key.
King Seatown. That is sad.
Close. All right, look. Now, that doesn't work. Can't do that because that puts it on my screen. But yeah. Now her dress is black because I chroma keyed it, which is the backdrop that I've got up there. But now if I go back to this, right? She's now wearing brown. Now if I
Kitty Cat. Did you watch Starfield and Xbox Showcase?
no, I watched parts of it that seemed relevant and actually not terrible. But now watch her dress. Watch her dress. Is this not cool? Technically, how do we do this? Like, so we go. Here we go. Got to keep the poor woman's face intact if we're going to abuse her. I didn't change any settings. I literally just turned on Chromakey. To prove my point, I literally just turned on a Chromakey filter with green. And she's loading. She's loading. Right? So I don't know, man. Like the chroma key is the funny part of it, but the desperation is that they're trying to associate Xbox with the PlayStation Blue. I mean, clearly that's what we're seeing here, right? Like that is PlayStation Blue, or it's as damn close as they can get without like infringing on copyrights, which doesn't look bad on her dress, right? Like they could have put blue on her dress and left, because that would have been good. Big old green screen. Of course, you could just do chroma key blue, right? Let's see. Um, Filters, chroma key, blue. That's all. I just applied chroma keys to this. Um, Nothing wrong with primary colors, right? But right, like green. Oh fuck. I just don't know, man. I don't know. Um, hmm.
Quiet crazy panda. She wanted to be a meme.
Clearly, clearly, you don't wear a green dress.
Quiet crazy panda. In FaceTimer, make her a hot dog right now.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at me, I'm Sarah Chroma Key, disappearing over the internet sea. No, you can't, because I wore green.
Quiet crazy panda. Isn't the point of that color to make it so bad of a color nobody wears it?
As a lighting designer for theatrical productions, I have used green. Costumers occasionally use green,
Quiet crazy
right?
panda. Well, bad but a standout color, I mean.
Think about all the TV shows, the movies, the films, and things you know of. Think about all the times you've seen any color but green. And think about all the times you've seen green. Not very often. In fact, most of the times you see green, it's associated with sick illness, toxicity, radiation, um, Robin Hood, right? Green Men in Tights, but forestry stuff, kind of that. But generally, you don't wear green in public like that. I wouldn't think you don't see many shows lighting themselves in green, except for Wicked, which is amazingly well done when you think about how they use the green to wash the stage based on the Wicked Witch and the fact that she's green, right? It's a really cool trick and tactic they use in entertainment and art.
Quiet crazy
But
panda. Surprisingly, all those descriptions I would also describe a Xbox player.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. In a lot of ways. But also, as easily as you can describe an Xbox player with those colors, green can also be used to describe greed and the color of money. And a lot of companies qualify as that, and a lot of people qualify as that. So I mean, it's kind of arbitrary to. But you're right. Green is kind of associated with some more negative traits usually, and so it's not
KT
generally
Frogman
used.
XDX. Hey, leave my green alone.
Well, my last name happens to be Green, so I can't really say a whole lot about it. The point of the matter is that I watched it, the beginning of it anyways, the first few trailers up until this point, and then once I saw this, and this is only 10 minutes in technically, because you watch like 10 minutes of trailers after 30 minutes of like pre-roll. So I only showed 20 minutes of pre-roll before my stream officially starts, and I have no intentions of ever changing that either plus or minus. That's just kind of the way it is. It's a theater thing. We always run like a 15-20 minute pre-roll before a show starts. It's kind of like the pre-show. Um, and it's to engage the audience in such a way that they kind of know what to expect, right? Like, clearly, if you watch the clips, it may not be what the stream is going to be, but there's a very good possibility that's probably what it's gonna look like, right? If it's the particular game that I'm showing off, right? If I'm showing off a different game, it's probably different clips, which might show a different vibe, right? Warcraft is not the same as Star Citizen, is not the same as Diablo, right? Each game has its own. Um, I call it like a shenanigan level or rating and various different games. And obviously, we're talking about multiplayer shenanigans. Single player shenanigans are completely different scale. But for multiplayer shenanigans, there's a scale. And there's like a 0 to a 10, right? Like 0 being a multiplayer game that has very little interaction between the characters. I would think maybe something like think about it in the realm of what we do here. Maybe No Man's Sky, right? Because though you're playing with other people, there's really no interaction, right? Or there wasn't for a while at one point when the game was earlier on. I'm basing this on like an example that the people who here are playing Star Citizen play early accesses know what I'm talking about. Um, it's that where you can be multiplayer in the same universe, but there's just no interaction, right? You just can pass through each other. There's no collision. There's no like you slap an NPC, but the other player doesn't know you're doing that. Kind of like Star Citizen sometimes, but to such a level that there's literally no interaction and there's no push pull in the multiplayer spectrum. So essentially, it's a single player game with like a split screen tacked into it so you could see the other player kind of thing, which is like, let's face it, is like a 0 on the shenanigans scale. Where then you have various degrees, like World of Warcraft. If I had to rank it on the level of shenanigans, depending on what you're doing, I'd say at most World of Warcraft's probably a 5, like a 5 on the shenanigans scale, right? And then I would rate something along the lines of Star Citizen closer to like a 8 or a 9, maybe even a 10 based on what's already out here. Because what is also in that area is on the low end of the spectrum is GTA. And why is GTA on the lower end of that spectrum? Because it's a more polished game. It's been released longer. There's a lot more stuff to do in some cases. Destruction. Though GTA is great on the NPC cars for destruction and blowing up other people's shit, it lacks any real weight to the destruction, right? You get killed, your shit blows up, you go respawn it, boom, you're gone, right? Like there's a little bit more weight in Star Citizen, so when you run a Pisces into somebody's carrack and that carrack just goes There's so much more satisfaction than when you're playing GTA with a fucking rhino going. Like, anybody can do that. But to fly a fucking Pisces into a carrack and watch it go boom. Like, that is a level of shenanigans that no other game in the world right now has. If you can name one off the top of your head that has a level of shenanigans equal to Star Citizen, I would be impressed. You could say possibly Space Engineers, maybe, or any of those types of space voxel building games, and you might not be wrong to a certain degree, but also they don't blow up like Star Citizen. And there is something about the way Star Citizen explodes that no other game really captures. And if Starfield can do that, great. Starfield could have a high ranking of shenanigans level on a single player scale, because it's not multiplayer. And multiplayer is really where shenanigans come into play. But like to basically, yeah, right? Grand Theft Auto, I would say, is in between Star Citizen.
Quiet Crazy Panda.
And like, wow.
Sea of Thieves comes close with the shenanigans, but not nearly with the scope of meeting others.
I would probably put it right around that same area as GTA, based on what I've played of it. Definitely. Now here's the funny thing, right? As far as MMOs go, the only MMO that I would rate at a higher shenanigans level than like World of Warcraft probably would be ArcAge. And if you played ArcAge, forget about the labor system. Fuck that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the gameplay. The core gameplay of ArcAge with the ability to like fucking wreck your own people on the high seas. Pirate, take their ships, take their loots, fly it to the other country and turn it in. Like, that's shenanigans on the level of Star Citizen. It's the only MMO ever that I've played. It's the only MMO I've ever played that I would put on the same level as Star Citizen for shenanigans, in that type of third-person action-y MMO genres, like the Warcrafts and the Guild Wars, right? Even Guild Wars, I think Guild Wars would even rank lower than Warcraft, to be honest, for shenanigans, right? Red Dead's a great one, but even Red Dead ranks just above Warcraft because the lack of things to blow up, right? The lack of being able to actually do anything on a train. Like, sure, go up there and just shoot the guy that's driving the train, and that's it. Congratulations, you captured a train, but there's no loot. There's no bad guys on the train. There's no cops on the train, unless maybe you do a mission. Maybe. Like, it's just, horses aren't good for shenanigans. They're just not. Like, let's be real. Horses just don't. And ArcAge had cars, right? They had cars, they had boats. So anytime you add vehicles, you add the potential, like, vehicles are like a shenanigans multiplier, right? Like, once you add vehicles to a game, you've just multiplied the shenanigans level. Like Goat Simulator would be like a fucking 11. You know what I mean? Like, for shenanigans, Goat Simulator would be an 11 because there's so much to do, right? Like, let's be real. it far surpasses Star Citizen. That doesn't mean Goat Simulator is a good game. It just means that on the shenanigans level, it surpasses. Like, it's designed for shenanigans, right?
Quiet Crazy Panda. Did you ever get your glasses back?
No. Yeah.
Quiet Crazy Panda. I found a pair.
Where'd you find them? It's weird because they stayed on my body for so long, and then all of a sudden one day they're just gone. Like, I log into the game and they're just gone. I don't get it.
Quiet Crazy Panda. On the corpse.
Maybe it was one of my corpses. Anywho, y'all.
Wow.
Wow. Hi, y'all. I'm Kaezlo. Welcome to the night shift. We bridge that gap between yesterday and tomorrow. Tonight, looks like Star Citizen to start off with, and then who knows? It's a Sunday, so Sundays, like the rest of the weekend, are for shenanigans, right? Every day that ends in Y is a day that ends in shenanigans, as far as I'm concerned. Except for Mondays. Fuck Mondays. Look at those abs. That's weird looking at shit from above. Kinda creepy too. Kinda creepy too.